Richard Duckenfield at the Waterloo.
A very good afternoon to you from Blackpool. Welcome back to the Waterloo Hotel, where this morning we've been following the progress of the men in this year's handicap. But Crown Green bowling is far from being a male-dominated sport. The ladies have their own handicap, and this year we've been having a look at that too. With me now is the organiser of that ladies' handicap, Mary Ashcroft. Mary, would you say that the ladies are just as enthusiastic about this championship as the men are?
Oh, very much so, yes. It proves it by the way it's grown over the years.
Has it grown? I mean, it's developed a lot.
Very much, yes. When it first started in 1977, there was 256. And now we're at saturation point, 1,200. Can't take another one.
Why did it take you so long? Because you said the ladies started in 1977,
yes,
and the men started in 1907. You were a little behind that.
I really don't know, unless they were short of an organiser. Somebody to push it.
It took you to organise it.
Probably.
Yeah. Did you have to nag somebody into it? I mean, were you fighting to get a ladies' Waterloo?
Yes, yes. I asked Tom Bradley, with coming to watch the men, and I thought, well, why can't we have a ladies? And so I asked Tom Bradley about this, and he said, well, let me think about it. And I asked him again and again, until finally I got my own way, and he said, well, fair enough, you can have your own handicap providing you run it.
And what about the financial rewards? Does that compare with the men as well?
In comparison to all the other ladies' handicaps, it's the greatest.
Yeah. Would you say that the ladies take it as serious as the men do then?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But they enjoy it more.
What's the difference? How do they enjoy it more?
Well, it's the total attitude towards the game.
It's a gentler one, is it?
Yes, yes, I would say so.
Thanks, Mary. We can have a look now at the two semi-finals, the draw for those matches that we'll be seeing in our coverage. The first match that we'll be seeing in a moment or two's time, B.Rawcliffe plays K.Galvin, and in the second match, Anna Loughlin, she plays Carol Brown. B.Rawcliffe didn't have far to come. She's a local girl, 35 years old, from Poulton, plays for the Poulton Club. But she's up against perhaps the best ladies Crown Green bowler there is, K.Galvin, 23 years old. She plays for the Alford Sports Club in Warrington. Well, we join the match at the seventh end, and K.Galvin is to play. It's 9 across. Galvin's tactics at this point in the game are now clear. I mean, this is a very long mark. What is it, Harry? 50, 60 yards?
Yeah, she's having a fair chuck now. I think she's trying to outstretch us, B.Rawcliffe.
There's the difficulty. Rawcliffe finding it very difficult to judge the strength there and the length.
A good ball here from Galvin coming down the hill. If it runs on a little bit, but it's labouring now. Short. Certainly bang on the road. Starting to cock up in the air. It's done its best. Yes, it looks as though it's crept in the frame, that. K.Galvin behind the balls there, Richard. There's a few people at the UK AEKA. Only just got that one out, didn't he? That's the United Kingdom Atomic Energy Authority. She works in the canteen there. I think the dinners will be a bit low next week if she gets licked here.
I think you got one extra K in that lot.
Well, it's okay with them. It's okay with me. Rawcliffe just shorten the end down a little here. She's trying to establish a good length now. She's getting a bit of confidence planted. Another one, 2. I think K.Galvin's sure to play through at these. There's nothing for short. She's got one hanging about at the back. Far enough, at speed, but she's well wide and gone out, leaving Rawcliffe a double.
Well, Barbara Rawcliffe there, she's having a very good game so far. And yet she had some titanic battles in the earlier round, going through very narrowly. 12-9 now to Rawcliffe.
Standing a few round this jack now. I think there may be an objection raised at the end here. I don't think K.Galvin's happy with the end. The 19 metres. It's got to be 19 metres or over. Otherwise it's declared no mark. And then the jack and ball will be sent back, and Galvin would set the mark. Is the measure in progress?
Not a mark, send them back, please.
Not a mark, yes. Luke very, very tight, and I think Barbara Rawcliffe a bit disappointed there, perhaps just a couple of feet short of a mark now. They all go back, and Galvin gets the advantage now. Very important that she's got the jack. She can alter the land. Very tactical error there by Barbara Rawcliffe. Just struck a length, but she failed to set a mark. There's Barbara Rawcliffe down now. She's got to get in here again to get a hold of that jack. And I think shorten the marks down. I think she's decided that her way to the final is playing the short marks. K.Galvin, on the other hand, is looking for the long marks and plays a really good ball.
Now Barbara Rawcliffe needs a really good one here, otherwise she'll feel the weight of the mistake she made trying to set that short mark.
Not a mile off winning this, Richard. It's won it, this. Good ball. Oh, wonderful ball. Right under pressure then, Rawcliffe, after making that mistake of setting no mark and finding Galvin's put one about 8 inches at the side. Now Galvin's going to play at this and try and winkle it out. She might lick that ball and it's gone up in the air, but it could have made a mess of things if it had hit the jack.
1 to Barbara Rawcliffe, who really retrieved the situation extremely well.
13-9.
So there it is after the replay, Rawcliffe in front. We progress now to the 12th end. It's Barbara Rawcliffe to bowl. She's leading 14-10.
She's back on the short marks and played another excellent ball. I think K.Galvin's calling for the tapes again. Looks like a string job.
Well, this is all to the difference in tactics between these two players, the difference in styles, and that K.Galvin wants to play long marks with some distance, but Barbara Rawcliffe is thinking that she can get through to the final playing very short marks, but she's running the danger
of there, stringing the tape.
Leave them there.
The referee has announced, much to Barbara Rawcliffe's relieved that it was a mark. Just a little bit over the top of 90 minutes. That's enough, and Galvin's licked it. Oh, unlucky ball. Hit the end, rubbed the balls, and they all fell in the wrong direction for her. Rockcliffe still counting one. Looking to get another. Just runs on a bit more. Played another. Oh, good ball in this. The question is, what's Galvin going to do at this end? She's going to play at him, try and play a dead ball, a real hooker, or is she going to really strike hard and hope to hit the jack and knock it off the green? A couple of pensive faces there, no telling who they're backed. Two lady measures retiring on the left. Real old hardy Bulls character there, and he's struck. She's hit it. No, it's gone in the bottom and away. Struck round peg. Ball swinging rapidly, just missing the end.
Barbara Rawcliffe, 16-10.
Barbara Rawcliffe counting another 2 and putting K.Galvin now into some sort of trouble in this semi-final. 6 chalks adrift.
Well, Barbara Rawcliffe, Bolton, married with 2 children. Husband Eric, no doubt, following her activities with interest. And 2 children, Shirley of 16 and Gemma of 3. Watching their mother build up a really good lead here in this semi-final. Placed it nice and handy. This one just at the back on the left, and Galvin now really under pressure. Former Waterloo champion in 1982 and been favourite for this event almost since it started. Oh. Certainly won, but there's a murmur in the crowd that she may have left 2. As a man there, I think we pipe dreams maybe about backing the winner. Yes, no doubt, just gone on the top side. Well, Barbara Rockcliffe, 35 years of age, and has really upset the form book here. Now in a commanding position, 18-10 in front, 21 up. Shortened the game down, and she's played some really top-class stuff. Left a bit of room. K.Galvin. Played one. Needs a few more of those, but she's a good pressure player, Galvin. She's had a lot of experience, even though she's only 23 years of age. From Warrington, she's come back again. Oh, just nipped on the outside. Galvin's certainly going to try and make this ball count. Good double. Needed that double there badly.
K.Galvin, 12-18.
Well, Richard, this game's twirled right round because they were both a bit apprehensive, I think, at the beginning. you know, fiddling about. That's just like a woman, innit? Can't make their mind up, you know. They go short, they go long, but I can understand them having that sort of anxiety. But Rawcliffe breaks away now, gets in a commanding lead, but Galvin's now back on form. She has a bit of a chance.
Yes, it's going to be a case of Rawcliffe protecting the lead she's got, just going by the jack.
It's the jack up. That would have been a real ball. It's Luke's nearest, but it isn't. It's gone by. Here's the referee indicating that Galvin's ball is the right-hand ball, just above the jack, counting. But that was a good ball there from Rockcliffe. Smack on the road. Galvin again trying to play a counting wood. Same ball here from Rawcliffe. Just tickles that jack. She'll get a double and she's smack on the road. Might just sit this side ball. No, gone out.
K.Galvin there claimed a double. Rawcliffe will surely confirm that.
K.Galvin, 14-18.
One famous player in the crowd today, Richard, Tommy Johnston, who was the Waterloo champion, who's Karen's boyfriend. He's teaching her a few things about balls, including winning this second Waterloo, I hope. She's certainly been in a bit of trouble now, but she's got back into the match. But all the way down the hill, that ball. Certainly not far enough. It looks a bit adjacent, but actually it's almost 2 yards away from the jack. One here doing the trip. It's gone by that. The bottom ball, I don't think it counts. It looks the nearest, but it's not. It's gone a long way past the jack. Down the hill. Well, she stands another double. Counts these. Big swing. Still run a good way yet, this. It's got to miss the short ball and run. It might just save one. That's all it's done. Still seem a little bit to me as they can't quite decide what to do. You know, K.Galvin knows that she can't allow this Rawcliffe too much leeway now. She's too near up. She only wants 3 for out. She's been a mile in front. Pressure still very much on Galvin. She's looking to play a few decent balls to get back in contention. Played one. A long way. About 50 yards. That's a run, this ball. What a painted road, and it's no leg. Short as a carrot, it's died. A beautiful road. Galvin trying, don't hit that ball. It's hit it. Oh, dear me, nearly knocked it in, but not quite. Shot that ball, climbing up the hill. Got to run, and again, clear running, might win it this. First ball, Just stopped in a dead length. What a good ball that from Rawcliffe.
Well, Barbara Rawcliffe showed previously in this match that she can play some extremely good bowls under pressure. That was another equally good one. Counts 1. She was 18-10 in front at one stage.
K.Galvin 50.
See, the real pressure that's on Galvin now is that Rockcliffe can get up at one end. She only wants 2 for game. So there's no margin for error at all now by Galvin. Now that's a bad lead for her. She's played the short match. She's a bit disappointed with that, I think, Barbara Rawcliffe. She's played some really good balls. Might have gone. Like our front room at the moment, Richard. There's no in it. For them two, both lay together. I think that Rawcliffe may well have the counting ball, the one on the left.
Oh, not for long though, surely. Surely K.Galvin can take this.
Nobody's asked for the referee. Won it. Don't touch the jack the wrong way. Oh, she's knocked the jack the wrong way.
Well, she could have made Barbara Rawcliffe. Barbara Rawcliffe is the middle of the 3 there.
Oh, this looks a bit of a mess-up job. Galvin has not yet indicated that she fancies her own wood. They're still having a look. I think we're sure to get the ladies. He's back-heeled that one out of the way. That's not counting. That's one of Galvin's balls. So it's obviously a straight measure now.
She's given
Yeah,
it.
she's conceded.
Well,
Rawcliffe, 15.
that must go down as a mistake really by K.Galvin. She must have been favourite to win that end with 3 woods well past the jack, but she made the mistake of hitting it.
Yeah, just the way that things go at balls sometimes, Richard. The ball fell on the mark, thumb-peg mark, against the crown of the green, started to tumble, you see, and the worst possible thing happened to her. Just as it was stopping, she smacked the jack, you see, and pushed it onto Rawcliffe's ball. Now Rockcliffe again made a good lead. They've all been very handy balls that this Barbara Rockcliffe has played. There's Rockcliffe on the verge of going into the final. Lies game. K.Galvin now got it all to do. Got to count at this end to stay in the contest.
There'll be some noise from the crowd if this one wins it from K.Galvin.
Well, it's here, might find the gap, goes through and goes out. Yes, wade in, Barbara Rockcliffe. From Colton, that's a club, 35 years old, has made it into the final of the ladies' Waterloo handicap.
What a good game.
So there it is, the favourite falls in the semi-final. K.Galvin beaten 21-15 by Barbara Rawcliffe. The second semi-final, Anna Loughlin from Birmingham plays Carol Brown, and you can see coverage of that match if you join us again tomorrow. So the ladies proving that they take crown green bowling every bit as seriously as the men do, and certainly why shouldn't they do so? Noel, former Waterloo champion yourself, it's quite a treat to watch the ladies, isn't it, playing like that?
Well, they certainly played well. I mean, every credit to them. I mean, bowls used to be classed as an old man's game, and then we've got plenty of youngsters in the game now, and the ladies are proving every bit as able.
Mary Ashcroft, the organiser, was saying that it's a gentler game than the men's game. There's not noticeably any great difference, really, is there?
It's possibly not as much firing or striking goes on in the ladies' game, but I think Mary must take a lot of credit for the resurgence of ladies bowls. She has done an awful amount of work behind the scenes, and she deserves every credit.
How would you respond to playing against the ladies?
Don't like it at all. No. No, I mean, you're on a hide into nothing, really. I have played a lady once in a competition a few years ago. I think there were about 300 people around the green, and there's just one person sticking up for me.
It's embarrassing to be beaten. I know, Noel, thanks very much. But anyway, proof obviously that the ladies can play this game just as well as the men, and they take it every bit as seriously. But there it is for now. We'll be back on BBC Two at 3:04 this afternoon with the first of the afternoon's matches. Join us then.
In a couple of minutes, Jack Pitsy's in Rio at carnival time in Sweat of the Sun, Tears of the Moon. Before that, Caroline Wrighton with the news.
The main story is at 2 o'clock. The IRA say they were trying to kill the head of the civil service in Northern Ireland when they planted 4 bombs at his home this morning, but he and his family weren't hurt. The IRA have warned other senior civil servants formulating what they call military strategy to resign or to face the consequences. A senior member of the injury looked far worse than it was. The Wharton sextuplets were split up for the first time today when they started school. The 6 girls, who will be 5 in November, were put in 3 different classes.
This morning, the 6 sisters, dressed in smart new school uniforms, showed no obvious signs of school nerves, despite a small army of reporters and cameramen waiting at the school gates. The girls are being paired off and put into separate classes. It's thought they'll do better that way. The girls seem to take to school immediately. And unlike some of this term's other new arrivals, there were apparently no tantrums or tears.
And it's just been announced that Barclays Bank is to raise its mortgage rate from 11.8% to 13%. And there'll be more about that later in our next news at 10 to 4.
Good afternoon to you. Certainly a very different flavour to the weather today. In fact, the temperature in most parts of the country, London included, only into the 50s Fahrenheit. And not only that, it's pretty windy with it, and there are a fair number of showers around. We can see those vividly on the radar picture, streaming across Ireland into northwest England, and a band of rain heading down into the southeastern part of England as well. But that'll continue to march on into the Channel in the next few hours, and then really it's a mixture of sunshine and showers for most of us. Not necessarily all that many showers, though, getting across to the more sheltered eastern parts of the country. But even though you won't necessarily escape, the southwest perhaps another favoured spot. But there are the temperatures, certainly much lower than we've had recently, and quite windy to go with it. As for tonight, still a fair number of showers, more particularly in that northwestern corner, and that's all.
2 more cases are in session for Judge Wapner over on BBC One shortly in the People's Court, including the case of the television nightmare. Here on BBC Two now, we join Richard Duckenfield again. He's in sunny Blackpool for the Waterloo.
A very good afternoon to you from Blackpool, the 1988 Waterloo Handicap, the premier event of the Crown Green bowling season. 8 matches in play today, 4 of them completed this morning. Here's how they finished. Only one surprise, perhaps the defeat of Freddie Hume, 21-18, but one of the favourites, John Bancroft, threw 21-20 against Eric Atkinson. So that means 4 games to be played this afternoon. The first match will be Glyn Cookson against Martin Gilpin, and then another of the fancied bowlers, Bob Hitchen from Yorkshire, in action against H Horton. Chris Massey, he'll be playing Robert Eaton, who was the beaten finalist last year, and finally Ken Armitage, he'll be playing P Swindle. So that's the programme for this afternoon, 4 matches to see, and throughout this morning we were really blessed with glorious, warm sunshine. We were positively basking in it. But at this time of the year, my, how things can change. Look at this. The first match of the afternoon, Glyn Cookson and Martin Gilpin in progress, and the heavens opened. It was a positive deluge. Glyn Cookson was leading 9-8. They took a break to change into bad weather gear, and then, in the best tradition, they were able to resume.
Well, if you think that's two men just walked on from outer space, plus another, actually the referee and the two players, so Glyn Cookson on the left. There's the two measurists.
Can we go back up here?
This is Garth and Lawrenson.
Gilpin! One!
The odd thing about this, Mike, is they've just taken all that trouble to put the gear on. I think it's actually stopped raining now.
Yeah, it's the one way to guarantee it'll stop raining. Go and spend 5 minutes kitting yourself up to play in pouring rain. But it's interesting, they're both determined to play the same length. When Glyn got in, he came back into the corner, the other peg admittedly, and now Martin's gone back again. And the rain has taken an effect this time. It may well be laying on the surface. You can see that it's actually spraying water up as the ball goes across the green, and that's the time when it does slow down.
Both these players now having to push the woods out because of the surface water lying on the green. And the Hare wants to kick now to the right, run on, and again, goes in the frame.
Still no change in tactics.
Seem determined to battle it out in this corner, Mike. Neither of them very keen to come out.
No, usually if you get two players who play the same type of game, usually the game ranges all over the green, but at the end of the day, it's probably the one who plays the mark he wants to play best who wins. So they're obviously both going to test each other and force the other to change the mark.
Straight across, right into the end.
Lucky bang. Played a winner there, Gilpin. Clear running. Runs smack into the back of that ball belonging to Glyn Cookson. And leaves Cookson a single. Cookson doing now the kitchen work there, just polishing the ball up, make sure there's no water, and we then now get the undress part again. They've not had the clothes on about 5 minutes, and now they're coming off. The sun's coming out. Very difficult, Mike, isn't it, with all this changing and conditions altering all the time?
Oh yes, it makes the game a lot more difficult when you don't know from 1 minute to the next whether you're going to be playing with woods that are soaked through from the rain, or whether or not you're going to be playing on a drying green or one that's just getting gradually wetter.
Cookson lurched away from that ball. He tried to think it didn't belong to him, Mike. He looked around there hoping somebody would pick it up and take it off. He missed the road completely.
He did. I think basically his fault was he missed the road with the jack, and I think his wood went where he intended the jack to go, because he's gone on a very strange, quite difficult mark here, and obviously one that he himself doesn't really fancy, as evidenced by his second bowl as well. He's given Martin the easiest two he'll get this game, I should imagine. Now the question is, will Martin change the mark? Looking like being another close game, another 21-20 finish perhaps. And Martin's not looked anywhere else, he's just picked the jack up and he's determined to come back in this corner. Nothing wrong with his lead.
Just too far. Gone by on the top side with Gilpin now a good lead at the end. And Cookson's first ball just gone through on the bottom left.
Nothing wrong with this either.
And that's the nearest of them all.
Glyn played a reacher, hoping to make two by running the jack. He's very close indeed.
Great ball. Wonderful. Picked it up, clean as a whistle. Gilpin would be a bit disappointed there, Mike, wouldn't he? Because he did nothing wrong. Put two good balls up and had to pay the penalty.
That was an excellent end, and of course that last bowl has made 4 chalks difference to the game. Instead of 13-11 down, Glyn's now 13-11 up. Now, after some deliberation, he's decided to change the mark, just playing a nice 28-yard round peg mark.
First ball a little bit to back, hung up in the air, but Gilpin played a bit tight on the road, but clipped the jack as he was going by and carried it through. Now Cookson looking to play it out and does it. Good ball. Ran onto the jack now, touching the jack. Good end this. Gilpin looking to fiddle it out. He's not a mile away. Done. Oh, just gone through.
That was another excellent end. There have been 2 marvellous ends just played, and Glyn Cookson has counted 3 chalks out of them, and Martin's played 4 good bowls.
For nothing.
For nothing.
Get a washer out of 4 good played balls there. That's the cruelty of this game, Michael, at times.
I must admit, I thought Glyn's change of mark was with a view to changing the length altogether, but all he wanted to do was go for the other corners. Always a bit heavier into the corner they're playing now. He might catch Martin playing short. He's overcompensated himself by a foot or 2. Another good ball.
Short.
Point for the tactics of Glyn there.
Just caught him out, didn't he, going down into that corner. Cookson played it, very firmly up to the jack. Determined not to be short. He's played another ball, length. 2 good balls there. May well count the 2 here. Unless Gilpin can dig a real win out.
Certainly further.
Good saving ball. Cookson counts the end with a single. amazing, Michael, isn't it? We've had about the last 3 have been really good played ends, and Cookson has opened up a gap.
Yes, I think if Cookson does win, there's no question about it. The wood that will have won him the game was the wood at 11-all, because since then he's played really well. Another immaculate lead. These are difficult leads to beat.
Gone by.
Martin changed his peg there. Obviously didn't fancy the finger peg mark with the Glyn's wood where it is. Had to change his peg, but he'll wish he'd played one a better second now.
Lies a double, Cookson.
Now he's had to change back again as Martin. Change back to the original finger peg. Leaves 2 missing.
Hit it! Got away. Could have hit it full on and pushed it through the end and counted himself, but I think he may well have left a double here. No, it's only 1. Cookson's picking up the short ball. But he got a single out of that in Cookson. It could have easily been disastrous for him. Good lead. Gone by. Gilpin's struggling a little bit here because Cookson now has hit a beautiful length and he's playing some really good balls now. Having said that, if he'd have cracked the jack there, he'd have pushed it down the bank onto Gilpin's wood.
Now he's given Martin a free hit, if you like. Martin can afford to play through at that hole or the block. Gap. He's not had the best of good fortune either. Glyn will be very pleased with the way he's played. He's led exceptionally well over the last 10 minutes or so since that excellent bowl at 11-all.
I like when you do a little bit of biography on these lads where it's reminds me a bit of Noel when he comes in here, because read it, Cookson, he's 30 and it says been playing around 20 years or more, because they played, and I know Noel started very young, and the Cooksons were the same. You know, there were 2 great top lads in Cheshire when there was real teenagers.
That's right, and Martin as well, of course. Now been around a long time. I can remember Martin playing against him in town matches, certainly 17, perhaps even 18 years ago now. Well, Martin certainly wants to know who's in here. And he is, so that's the best news he's had for a while. A lot of danger in playing up. If he just hits the jack wrong, he'll put Glyn in. Crowd are shouting too, but it isn't. Now, Martin, I think, will have to change his game now. It's a good lead. The advantage also, of course, of going round the green a bit more is the man with the jack has a double advantage, because if he can find a bit where it's extra wet, his opponent's likely to be caught playing short. Two excellent balls, both together. Glyn will be tempted, I think, to strike at those are so close together. Obviously giving it some thought. Asking for information. And he's struck at them. And he's done them both and left himself two if his own wood stops on. And it has. Having a long look to see whether it is two or not. Martin's conceded. Another absolutely crucial ball from Glyn Cookson there. The second ball that he's played that's made 4 points difference. And when you look at the score and it's 19-12, he looks to be winning easily. But without those two balls, the game would still be absolutely neck and neck.
Well, Cookson now got the chance to go for the game. Wants two chalks for victory. 19-12 in front. Plays one roundabout. Good ball that of Gilpin's, but just second fell over and out, and now Cookson has asked for information, and the referee, Terry Ashcroft, has confirmed that he's on. Certainly try and play another here to lie game. And he's done that. Lies for up, and Martin Gilpin now. Got to count at this end, otherwise he's out. It's far enough, goes through the gap, it's gone, and weighed in now for Cookson. Gone away. After the level at 11 apiece, and then he's run away with the match to win 21-12.
Glyn Cookson, the winner by the biggest margin of the day, 21-12. An easy game, Glyn?
Well, the score, Richard, would suggest it was an easy game. However, I thought it was a very good close bowling game. And although I won 21-12, I was very pleased, really, because Martin's a good player. And
that was a good strike you made towards the end of the game, wasn't it?
Yes, well, I do realise that there was something probably for a bowl played, just a normal bowl played, but the green, with being wet, was playing very difficult because the bowls are squelching in the first few yards of sending them, and I had to play a dead length bowl to beat them, so I just had a go, and very fortunately hit them right.
Talk about wet. How did you cope with that rain?
Well, we didn't. So I'm afraid. We didn't. We obviously had to come off to put the waterproofs on, and if it maintained for another 5 or 10 minutes, the green would probably have gone underwater.
Well, of course, what it means is that you'll be looking forward to the next match in progress this afternoon to find out who you'll be playing. We can have a look at the players in that. So there they are. It'll be either Bob Hitchen, who's fancied, or Harold Horton. Any preference there, Glyn?
Well, if anybody was asking me normally, I would probably say, well, Bob's been around a long time, and you would probably want to play Harold, but I believe he's a very good local, and he's actually been a great player in his own time.
He's certainly a local man, so we can see now and how that match progresses. Harold Horton, a local man, against one of the fancied bowlers. That's Bob Hitchin from Yorkshire. The commentator is Harry Rigby.
Harold Horton, the Blackpool man, in yellow. Man in his 70s, quite a good player. Don't let the age fool you. This man's been around a long time and played a lot of good stuff. And he's playing one of the top flight players of today, the top Yorkshire county man, Bob Hitchin in blue. Bob, just to be awkward, is a left-hander. There's a beautiful delivery, Bob Hitchin. He'll still go as far away as you as if he doesn't send them right, but he still gets them away nice. But there's Harold Horton. Certainly a very handy player, this lad, and Hitchin's going to have to watch his step. Skating through there, Hitchin. Let this young Blackpool's 75-year-old lad, Harold Horton. Hitchin found one there. Again, a little bit perturbed there. Bob Knoll, you know, with Harold set off with 2 good balls at the first end.
Certainly did, yes, but Roberts replied with 2 equally good balls. You really need to get a good ball in early on in a game like this. Just gives you that little boost in your confidence.
There's Bob Hitchin's lead. Just a little bit overplayed. A big yard, nearly 4.5, 5 foot past the jack. That's a big yard by.
It's quite a push up to this corner, and then they get as far as the jack and then seem to drift away. He's got a good economical delivery. A man of his age needs a good delivery to reach some of the longer marks. Having said that, he's made a liar out of me and left one about 3 yards short.
There's Bob Hitchin just cleaning the tackle up. Just tapping the balls in now, get comfortable. There's Harold Horton, the Blackpool man at the back.
Roberts all he's taking advantage, hopefully, from his point of view, of Howell's age, and taking him in on the longer marks, hoping that Howell won't have the same accuracy as himself.
Murmur from the crowd, they know that's certainly not there. Harold Horton now looking for a double. He's gone breezing through at the back. Have a look at the balls. Hitchin's fancying his own a dead length, although the one on the right looks the counting ball, but
from our position here, it might be slightly deceptive.
A bit of hesitation about who's going to pick the jack up. I think Hitchin may well count the end. Yes, 1 to Hitchin.
Straight back up in this corner again.
Fair lead. 2'6". Fairly long mark. Harold Horton played a ball here for me. Very good wood. Horton be delighted with that. He's a former winner at the Martin Institute here at Blackpool and won quite a bit of stuff in Salford, would you believe, Noel, many years ago, but that's where Harold's originated from. Hitchin sapped the ball out. Whether it counts or not, I don't know.
It's very much as though Robert Hitchin's short ball is counting.
Cracking road here. This has won it for me. He touches the jack. Might get another. What a good ball.
Old Horton's 50-1 outsider for this competition, but he's certainly not playing like a 50-1 outsider.
There's Harold Horton looking very businesslike on his way up to the end, having just played a really cracking ball. I don't think Bob Hitchin will want to see 2 more of them coming down the track, no.
Now there again, Robert's well fancied to not only win this game, but to go right through and win the sweep itself. And it always puts that little bit of pressure on.
Whistling through the gap. This is where Horton can really play a bit. Loves these marks, about 28-30 yards, puts them round about.
If that's only one, I fancy Robert will be trying to take the jack through for 2 here.
Horton's tactic here, Noel, would be to, just fiddle a few chalks now on these short marks and try and get in front, because he knows that he's going to go for a long way, isn't he, if Bob gets in.
That's right, yes. He's played another absolutely superb ball there. Robert Hitchin is an excellent firer. If he gets another one near Old Horton here, you'll probably see Robert firing them off.
No shouting more, because it's a long way by.
Could actually work to his benefit, that, because if he had put one very close, Robert would certainly have had a do at them, and he hits with monotonous regularity.
There's for the Martins Institute and also here at the Waterloo Hotel. Those are his clubs. One thing about this lad, Noel, he's 75 years of age, you know, and he's one of the quickest players in the comp. Doesn't mess about, does he? Picks the jack up, quick look at the land, and away it goes.
Well, without being unfair, it's probably getting time for his afternoon sleep, Harry. You know, he wants to get this game over with.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of Hitchin first before he shuts his eyes, otherwise he'll have no chance. But he's playing really well at the moment,
certainly is, yes.
Harold Horton. Could be the counting ball, the blue ball on the right hand side. Hitchin arrived with the mat, wants to get rid of the mat and count one at this end, but Harold Horton's not conceded it yet. Another look from the back. Good judge, yes.
Here we go.
Hitchin now gone again in the country. Deep in the corner here. Skating past the jack. Smack on the road, but gone 4 or 5 foot by.
The train whistles are out for that one.
It's a real screamer that from Horton.
It certainly proves he can reach anyway. That's more like it. Look at this.
Biggest round of applause of the day. Well, that was a marvellous ball. Can't say anything about that, can you? Great ball. He plays an absolute wayward no ball in the gutter and then plants one on the jack.
No, it's heartbreaking. You line two like Robert was there. One ball of your opponent's is in the ditch and he comes up with an absolute smoker like that. It's it knocks the stuffing out of you a bit.
It were. N55 are wide open. You can find out that side lane.
Robert's not having it all his own way. It's unlucky. It's just not the ball further to Harold Horton's ball. It's not the jack further.
Yes, he'd have been better off missing that altogether, Hitchin. Came round the top side. He was a little bit overplayed anyway, but the worst thing that happened was that he clipped the jack sideways and made Horton's ball a little bit better. He's played another one now and counts a double. He's got to lick both of these.
Awkward balls to beat those because you've got to play an absolute dead ball. That could be a double.
I think he's got a double here, Horton, and there's no doubt in Hitchin. He's just picked the balls up, conceded the end, and Harold Horton now, 75-year-old veteran, is certainly playing really well, using all his experience to shorten the game down. Hitchin's trying to get in the corners and play some near balls. He keeps digging one out, Noel, all the time, doesn't he?
It just shows the beauty of the game of bowls that Old Horton, 75 years young, should we say, can compete at the highest level. Maybe not all the time, but in this competition, here he is showing Robert Hitchen. Showing Robert just how well he can play.
It's here again. Here again. If it stops, it's won it. This good ball.
Well, Robert won't be short. Yes, he will. Oh, that's criminal. He really should have been up to that. Now, balls is just like horse racing. You say how well a horse is going, and then it falls at the next fence.
Yeah, he's getting on with his business here, Harold Horton. Blackpool man, he's got his head down. Played very, very well indeed. Hitchin trying to keep in contention, but the Blackpool man keeps just sneaking the odd shot now, and he's opened up a nice 4-shot gap. 14-10, 21 up.
It's just going over the top of the crown here, which could cause problems for Robert, because he's a left-hander and obviously delivers the ball from a slightly different angle to Harold. Oh, played another one there.
Oh, there's an error occurred here. I think he sent the wrong ball.
He has.
Oh, what a tragedy. Horton's picked the wrong ball up, played a real winner with it, so they must be all right, and balls of Hitchens, they must go near the jack, because he's just sent one there. But he loses that ball, forfeits the ball, and Hitchin now plays the next ball, completes the end. Well, that's remarkable, that. I've never seen that happen in a major competition for a long, long time.
No, that's most unfortunate.
That could end up by costing Harold Horton the game. I can't believe that. I mean, it's big blue discs on Hitchin's balls, and I think they'd even scream if they saw a Lancashire man coming to pick them up, because they saw Yorkshire and balls of Boz, but he got it away, Harold, and played a reel one with it.
Well,
incredible.
I think the biggest scream was coming from the Yorkshire team manager here, Stuart Richardson.
Well, what a shame, really, because he's played so well. I know it's his fault and he shouldn't do it, he knows that, but regrettable. But he's back with a reply immediately. Good sign. Found one again, Horton.
This is going like a train.
Through the gap and gone. One to Horton. Well, Harold Horton, Blackpool in yellow. A nasty hiccup the end before. Played his opponent's ball, but he's not allowed that to make any difference. Comes in with a winner immediately at the next end, after he more or less gave Hitchin a gift of 2. Remarkable incident, that.
Yeah, I've not seen that happen for quite some time. Not in a televised event.
Hitch won it. Good ball. Harold Horton, a yard short. Got to pass his own ball. Might win it, this. Yes, first ball. Then played another good ball, Horton. Just taking it easy, nice and steady. Hitchin got to find one here. Got to go down the hill. Played a real ball here, Hitchin, but I think it might just pack up. Yes, one more to Horton.
Oh, Harry, I should think those odds of 50 to 1 have come down quite a bit.
Well, you know, after it looked as though he'd made a big gaff there, you know, to give Bob 2 when Bob isn't in the match really. Horton's played a lot of good control balls. That's one of his worst on the short march, but he's now back in it. Not only back in it, but he's gone to the front and he's going away now from Hitchin. Says a lot for the man, Horton, doesn't it? He actually run after that ball.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of enthusiasm he's got for the game, because Hitchin's short.
That's one to Harold Horton there. 17-12. It's inside to the winning post.
To be sharp, Hitchin. It's run a little bit dark at the other side of the Pennines here, Noel, because this lad, Harold Horton, has played really well. He's never lost control of the game. He's always got Bob and manoeuvred him onto the best marks possible for Hitchin, for Hitchin to be wrong-footed. And he's played another one round about now. Get that.
Yeah, just dropping them about a foot or 18 inches short. You've got to be up and try to pass them. Difficult balls to beat, but the house, I think, just fall out.
Got the applause. Hitchin played a counting ball. He's asking for information, Harold Horton. The wind getting to him now, it almost blew him off the mat there. Down it goes. A chance. It's won it. What a cracking ball that. Hitchin's got the problems now. Gone through.
Harold's playing these sorts of arcs just off the top of the crown. That's it's making it very difficult for Robert.
Well, you know, what was the odds before they started? You know, without being disrespectful to Harold, I think it's only fair to say that Hitchin would be clear fav. You know, he's won on here before, young man. Here's Harold comes along. Always been a fair player. 75 years of age. He's beat the rain, the wind. Hitchin as well, up to now anyway.
So far, yes.
That's plus giving him a couple start for now, like it would look game. We're playing the wrong ball.
That's what happens when you're a few behind. The luck starts to desert you as well. Robert runs into the back of Harold's short ball. It's made it an excellent ball now. It's going to have a job to beat that. Trying the other peg, might take his own ball out here.
Oh, disaster altogether for Bob Hitchin, this match has gone absolutely crazy as far as Hitchin's concerned. Played through to sit out the ball, hit his own, and left this very able veteran, Harold Horton, from Martin Institute and Waterloo Bowling Club, 20, wanting one for game.
I think Robert had to take the chance there. He was 18-12 down, and he needed to get a couple fairly quickly, but it all went sour.
Led one, stood one at the side of the jack. That's for game. There's the applause. Now the crowd warm to this man, Horton. He's played really well in this heat. Hitchin again on the bottom, just gone down.
Harold wants to play one about a yard, maybe 4 feet short, right in the way, attempting to block Robert with his last ball.
It's gone round the back. Nice and handy. Hitchin now got to save the match. Just watch this ball as it comes through. Doesn't alter the end. It's all over. It's on its way. Played through. And he's made Horton run it again. The final end, even the rub then went the wrong way. But Horton got a tremendous victory there, beating Robert Hitchin from Halifax in Yorkshire, 21-12.
Well, Noel, I don't think very many people would have expected to see Bob Hitchin turned over by Mr. Horton, 21-12, would they?
No, I've got to say that's the surprise result of the day. But you can't take it away from Harold. He played absolutely brilliantly.
Yes, I know we've spoken a lot today about the young players in the game, but here's somebody striking back for the older players in the game.
Well, that's it. You know, you can play this game until you're 75 or even older and play at the top level.
Yeah. What about, he picked up the wrong wood at one stage. Now that's something that we've never really seen before, isn't it?
Well, I suppose in the heat of the moment it's easy to do. Harold's probably not experienced in playing in front of the cameras as today, and he probably just got a bit carried away and never noticed.
What do you think his prospects are now, briefly?
Well, if he keeps playing like that, who's to say he can't do it? He's got to keep doing it, though. He's got to be consistent.
Do you think he'll be happy enough with what he's done so far?
Well, knowing Harold, no, he won't be happy unless he wins it, but he must be very pleased with the way he's played today.
We'll be seeing Harold Horton again. Well, we have 2 matches left this afternoon, including last year's beaten finalist, that's Robert Eaton. We'll be back, of course, shortly after 3 o'clock with coverage of those 2 matches. Do join us again here at the Waterloo in Blackpool. For now, the news from Caroline Wrighton.
The main stories. One of Britain's biggest banks, Barclays, has announced an increase in its mortgage rate from 11.8% to 13%. Our financial staff say other banks and building societies are expected to follow suit shortly. The Abbey National say that they'll announce their rate changes within a week. The leader of the Union of Communications Workers, Alan Tuffin, is on his way to Post Office headquarters, where he'll give his union's decision on a draft peace settlement already agreed by management. A news conference is expected shortly.
A small group of damp but determined pickets kept up their vigil as the talks dragged on, saying they didn't want unacceptable concessions on bonuses for new recruits or the use of casual labour. Their persistence was rewarded just after 3 when Alan Tuffin, the postal workers' leader, appeared at the conference room window. Then another official appeared and invited the strikers to hear the executive's decision inside the building. Shortly afterwards, Mr. Tuffin left via a back door for Post Office headquarters, where he's expected shortly.
The head of the Northern Ireland Civil Service, who escaped a bomb attack this morning, has said he will not be intimidated by the IRA. Sir Kenneth Bloomfield, his wife and son were unhurt by the explosion at their home.
The IRA said they carried out the attack and said it was an attempt on the life of Sir Kenneth. They also warned senior civil servants involved in what they called formulating military strategy or advising the administration in this field to resign their posts or, in their words, face the consequences. The RUC warned last week that the IRA's campaign was escalating and the terrorists were aiming for a horrific remainder to 1988. Today's attack underlines that, but civil servants wouldn't normally have round-the-clock protection. They live in the community, but that issue will now have to be looked at by the government.
The kidnappers of the West German businessman Rudolf Cordes have just said that they'll release him within 12 hours. Mr. Cordes was taken hostage in Lebanon last year, and a newspaper in Beirut has published a letter believed to have been written by him in which he said that he would be released today. The Wharton sextuplets were split up for the first time today when they started school. The 6 girls, who will be 5 in November, were put in 3 different classes.
This morning, the 6 sisters, dressed in smart new school uniforms, showed no obvious signs of school nerves, despite a small army of reporters and cameramen waiting at the school gates. The girls are being paired off and put into separate classes. It's thought they'll do better that way. The girls seem to take to school immediately. And unlike some of this term's other new arrivals, there were apparently no tantrums or tears.
And the next news is the 6 o'clock news on BBC One with Nicholas Witchell and Philip Hayton.
Good afternoon to you. A very autumnal feel to the weather, I think, at the moment. Cool and windy, fair number of showers around as well. Come to that fact, I think Blackpool's been pretty lucky to escape the showers until now. In fact, on the satellite picture, you can see a lot of showers running across the Irish Sea and in towards that part of the country. So a mixture of sunshine and showers really for us all into the evening. Some more persistent rain clearing away from the south coast, I think, in the next hour or so. Actually, some of the showers could be quite heavy with hail and thunder in them, more particularly in the north and west of Scotland. And a cool afternoon, a pretty windy one as well. Tonight, a fair number of showers still to be found in those northern and western parts. Again, some could be quite heavy and thundery, and a jolly chilly night as well in many places. In fact, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there wasn't a touch of ground frost in sheltered spots.
This is BBC Two with News Northwest. Good afternoon. The Liverpool man arrested after a BBC Crime Watch programme as a murder suspect has appeared in court accused of a serious attack on one of the police officers who arrested him. Brian McKay, aged 38, is charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend Elaine McGee at Runcorn last April. He's also accused of causing grievous bodily harm to Constable David Hallis, who was involved in arresting McKay in Leeds last Friday. McKay has been remanded in custody for a week. The latest developments in the postal workers' dispute are being discussed by the Union of Communications Workers in the North West. They're in Manchester to discuss the formula agreed between their union executive and the Post Office. And striking postal workers from North and West Cumbria have met in Carlisle to discuss their dispute. Union leaders have told them that the Manchester talks determine whether a settlement can be reached with the Post Office. 4 men have pleaded not guilty at Lancaster Crown Court to conspiracy to steal a dolphin from Marineland in Morecambe. The charges relate to an alleged incident last September concerning an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin valued at £25,000. The case is expected to last all week. The Chief Constable of Greater Manchester, James Anderton, has called for a total ban on firearms. He says only the police and the armed forces should be exempt. Mr. Anderton, who's in London for an international police conference, says the present system means guns can easily fall into the wrong hands. A man who held 2 people at gunpoint in a shop in Birkenhead, then threatened to shoot himself, has been put on probation for 2 years. John Rich, aged 30, pleaded guilty at Liverpool Crown Court to charges of false imprisonment. The court heard that the 2 shopkeepers Rich threatened believed the gun was genuine and loaded, although it was an imitation. Rich's threat to kill himself was a cry for help. The environmental pressure group Greenpeace says the estuary of the River Mersey is the filthiest in Britain. A spokeswoman for the organisation says more than 5 million tonnes of waste leaves the Mersey each year on board ships to be dumped in Liverpool Bay. Schoolchildren in the Isle of Man are back at their desks after the summer holidays, with the offer of a weekly pay packet from the Manx government if they stay on after school leaving age. The offer of £12.50 a week is open to an estimated 1,700 youngsters aged 16 and over. That's the news. Now let's take a look at the weather. And the strong and blustery northwesterly winds will keep all parts of the northwest cool this afternoon, with temperatures no higher than 15 degrees Celsius. There'll be sunny spells in most places, but also scattered showers, 1 or 2 of which could be rather heavy. And that's it for now. Join us for Northwest Tonight on BBC One at 6:35. From me, a very good afternoon.
Over on BBC One now, Andy Crane's back in the hot seat once again to host this afternoon's Children's BBC. This is BBC Two, where now we're rejoining Richard Duckenfield in Blackpool for further coverage of the Waterloo Crown Green Bowling Tournament.
Well, with one notable but quite torrential exception, we've been dodging the showers that are around here in Blackpool in the 1988 Waterloo Handicap. The weather is certainly variable, sunshine most of the time, but variable too has been quite a lot of the play out on the green. If we can have a look at the scores so far, you'll see the contrast there. This morning's matches, all very, very narrow winning margins, but this afternoon's matches, beginning with the Cookson-Martin Gilpin game, well, they've been wide winning margins. The last one there, Bob Hitchin beaten 21-12 by H Horton. So the match that we're going to see next is an interesting one. Chris Massey from Salford in Manchester, and he'll be playing a young man that we've been, well, quite anticipating seeing again on the Waterloo Green, because he was the defeated finalist in last year's Waterloo Handicap. That's young Robert Eaton. We'll join the commentary now with Harry Rigby.
There's a lad that's well known to BBC viewers, has caused a sensation last year, this young man from Holmeschapel, Rob Eaton, without the H, E-A-T-O-N, from Holmeschapel. Eaton made a bit of a wayward start. Massie played a couple of live and let live balls, decent ball of length, and one about 4 foot short. Cameras are still trying to find Eaton's first ball, but just to show he can play a bit, digs out the winner. There's the score. Robert Eaton pegging the first 10. Robert, by virtue of reaching the final last year on 4 starts, and Chris Massey on 5, yet to score. So the score now stands at 5-all, 21 up. Now this young man caused a few eyebrows to be raised up last year. Mike?
Well, there are so many young men now playing the game, but certainly he came very close in the end. It's no mean achievement to get to the final. But today's been an interesting battle between the younger element and the older players. You wonder which way this one will go. Some of the matches have gone to the older, more experienced players, and some have gone to the young stars of tomorrow. Unlucky bowl from Chris Massey there. Looks as if it's every chance of making Robert Eaton 2.
noticed, Mike, with this lad plays Eaton, you know, when you was making a few earlier comments about Martin Gilpin, who got beaten, but nevertheless is a nice length control player over these marks, about 20 to 30 yards. And this lad's much the same, isn't he? He's very, very useful over this distance.
Yes, he is. I mean, just because he lost to Duncan in the final, Duncan playing corners so well means nothing, of course, because when Brian's on form, he'll murder anybody in the corners. But he seems to have a nice, easy delivery. Doesn't seem to have any trouble reaching any particular distance. This is obviously his favourite sort of distance to play. Chris got a nice little in-off to make for his bit of bad luck, last end. Now gets a bit of good. Gets himself on the scorecard.
Massie walked halfway up the green there just to urge that ball on a little farther, but it's a fair lead. Massie, one of the workers in bowls, you could say, really. He spent a lot of time running the handicaps, particularly the major handicap at Pendleton Bowling Club. So it's nice to see people like that come through and enjoy some of the good things in the playing side of the game.
It certainly is, Harry. You know, he's put an awful lot into the game, and there'd be nobody would begrudge him getting plenty out of it if he managed to do well in this tournament. Those woods don't look particularly near, but it's a very difficult finger peg mark. If you get an inch to back, as Robert did with his first, you'll not come in at all. There we are, you see, it's diving away. Certainly left one. Chris says two.
Chris Massey there. He twirled his hands up there a bit quick, Chris, so I'm saying that's dead right. Very confident. I don't think there'll be a lot of argument about whether he's got two or not. Picks the jack up. Always been a fair player. Played for the county.
And he's obviously made up his mind where his opponent's weakness lies, so he's going to go for full corners as well. This is another very awkward mark. He really has picked a very difficult place to play. And he's completely deceived himself. Because he's...
Yeah, spread him a long way here, hasn't he? Just put two balls, one north, one south.
And give him the two back that he got at the last end. I think you may see a few wayward bowls off Chris's leads because he has a very difficult delivery to follow. He actually spins them out. He has almost a leg break delivery at the end of his delivery, and he spins them, especially on the finger peg. It makes it very difficult indeed for his opponent to follow them.
Wouldn't say too much about that leg break delivery, Mike, because otherwise you'll get a letter from the England cricket selectors that could do with one or two good leg break balls. Good ball coming. Stroke that out there, beautiful Robbie, a lad from Holmes Chapel in Cheshire.
This is very ambitious, Chris, changing his peg, playing well through with his first ball, and he's hit the block. It's a crucial ball.
Good connection, didn't he, there? Skating through. Good job he hit the jack. So it paid off after all. He turned his ball round, Mike, as you said, played through, hit the jack, and looks like getting a brace.
Very important end that for him.
Trying to pull this one back. Chris Massey trying to pull it back. It's gone. Slipped in the bottom. I think Eaton's on. Yes, Chris Massey waiting to kick them in. 2 down. Young Rob Eaton now picked up another double.
Yes, that's another fairly cheap 2 off Chris's lead. He'll be very unhappy with the way he's leading. And the last few ends, they've all gone the same way. 2 off the opponent's lead. He's obviously encouraged by his success off Chris's leads at some distance. He's decided to come and play it himself. Can often be a mistake.
Flying. On a long, long way by. Chris Massey now got 5-foot ball to beat. He does so. Played a fair ball, almost a dead length. Robbie. Got the right hand ball to lick. Stopping, not here. He's bought his own trouble there, Mike, didn't he? Came into this corner, played really a couple of wayward balls.
Yes, I think a bad tactical mistake, if I may say so, there. I don't think it's his natural game to come this far, and he should have been content with the fact that he was scoring well when Chris took him here. And now he's given the 2 back again. And yet another game where neither player can string consistent leads together. I don't think there's much doubt that Chris will go back in the corner, but he may go 10 yards further than he did last time. No, he's not gone for the corner, he's cutting across the corner. Spinning them out, finger peg.
Tight and gone past. Even watching the ball run down there, it was always hard push to get up against the jack. Started to kick away. It's on a bit better land this time. Eaton, if he can stop a length, he's played a real ball for me here. Excellent applause from the crowd. Massie got to try and repair the damage. I wonder if he'll turn his peg round this time and try and pick the jack up.
I think you're right, Harry. I think he's certainly considered it, and he has turned his peg, though he's not played it with any great pace. Every chance. Excellent played ball. Don't know if it's won it.
Just left it a little bit short. There's Chris Massey on his way over. I think he knows it's not gone in. Eaton's the man, and he's played another one. Two very good balls.
Well, if it goes on like this, it's going to be the one who gets to 20 first will lose, if they keep giving two to each other.
Yes, I think they were better off handing each other the jack, saying, would you mind playing it for me, because they're getting two off each other's leads all the time. Certainly puts him very near Mike, doesn't he, on these? You know, and yet, as soon as he alters and goes a long way, like he plays them a mile off.
And again, Chris has played an excellent wood off Rob's lead.
Can't get here. Can't get here yet. I think that may well have given up, but Rob Eaton doesn't think so. He's pointed to himself. He's coming round for a loop. Could be the green ball. Yes, it's just staggered in the frame there. Very, very good ball. I thought he'd give up me, but it's done another half a turn and got in.
Not like you to be wrong, Harry.
Only every other time, perhaps. Oh, just got it. If he'd have stopped and fell in off his ball, he could have counted the end.
Well, that breaks the pattern.
Now then, I wonder if we're going to see Eaton get another one at this end. For the first time, I think that anybody's won 3 ends on the bounce in this game. Kind. It just went for a couple of hours off, and now it's come back in all its glory. It's lovely now. Sun down. Crowd nicely settled down now, watching some good bowling here. Again, a good lead from Eaton on these marks.
Now, this is the sort of play that puts pressure on your opponent. Constant leads. And Chris has given it a chance. He's done it. Played a couple of bowls like that. They're wonderful bowls when they hit, but they don't look so good if they miss.
Everybody in the crowd anxious to point to Chris Massey and
2 foot 6.
Tell him they think he's still on. And I have to be careful here. Doesn't want to touch the front balls. Doesn't want to touch and played a good ball here if it stops. Just waddled its way down past the jack. Could well have gone out. There's Rob Eaton, just dived in there to pick up the ball that's not counting.
Eaton, 1.
Yes, Rob just making a bit of a break now. Had the sense, I think, to come out of the corners, decided to just play across the middle of the green.
So the fair ball on its way, stopped a dead length. Playing an impeccable length now, Rob Eaton. Cheshire lad. Massie just short, just dying now as it comes up to the jack. It's give up. Ball on the right counting. As Chris Massie now got problems here. Oh, might be a bump. Oh, he got away with it there. A wry smile there from Rob Eaton. He knew that if he just banged that ball belonging to Chris Massey full on, he could well have made it. Massey down. Head at the end, got to hit his own ball full, but he's down in the bottom. Can he win with the dead length? No, it's gone.
May have a chance of second, certainly no chance of winning. The way Chris is looking at those two, it must mean his other wood isn't in the frame at all.
No, I think they've given the last ball up, Mike. I think that's just twirled away.
Yes, it looks like it's between the two short bowls. Referee Terry Ashcroft did give an opinion. Thought that Rob Eaton's green bowl was in. Chris is... get the impression he's looking at it more in hope than expectation.
Yes, it could. I think it could easily be 2 to Eaton. You'll just watch them measure this end now with Eric Garth and Peter Lawrenson, the referees, Terry Ashcroft, and those are the two measurers.
Yes. There you see.
Eaton, 2.
Excellent referee.
I remember last year a little, Mike, that this lad pegged quite a few chalks on this mark. He loves it just along the middle section of the green without going right across the centre, and he's always played 1 or 2 fair balls. He strokes them out beautiful, this lad, on about 25-30 yards. Is great.
Yep, he does. It's not a particularly difficult mark, but he plays it very near, and he's certainly deceived Chris here. And it doesn't matter how easy the mark appears, if you put him a foot 18 inches off end after end, your opponent's going to eventually have to concede you some chalks.
Played another here. Bit of company for the other one. This is another good ball. Run and run. 2 alike. He might have to crack them.
And they certainly reach. He may strike at the woods, or he may play about 5 or 6 yards through and hope to count 2. Yeah, he's done that. He's played well through at them, and he's very close to them. Might have done the gap.
Oh, God.
That's an unlucky ball. It's a remarkable achievement by Rob Eaton, if he can get through this round, to win 7 rounds, giving all your opponents 1 start. for a lad of his age is quite remarkable.
Yes, one thing is that it shows now that people can accept that last year wasn't just a bit of a fluke or a Indian summer job. You know, he's back here again now playing. Must have done him a lot of good last year getting in the final, Mike.
Oh yes, well it's a terrific experience, and I don't think anybody who hasn't played in the final day at the Waterloo knows what a remarkable experience it is. And if you can come through that with credit, then it stands you in good stead for the future.
Eaton plays the second ball at this end. He's 19-12 in front, but Massie just played a very, very good ball there. Right in front of the jack. Stands one. Looking for a revival job here, Massie. Few at the back now. Counts one at the end. 13-19.
Well, he's looking round the green, not certain really where to play. I think he will go for the corner, and he has. But again, he's not really gone right into the corner. The jack will be 7 or 8 yards short of the corner. It's a good lead. Just trickled 18 inches past the jack. He's hit the jack.
There's no indication as to what damage has been done at that end, because Eaton's just come on and clouted the jack. He certainly looks on from here, but the angle's very deceptive. The way Chris Massey's looking at the end, I would say that Eaton's a big chance of counting.
So in fact he's now playing for game. He's been declared in. This would for game. Certainly on the right land. He's following it up as if it's a chance. It's just going to die short.
So, young Robert Eaton, Holmes Chapel in Cheshire, member of the Good Companions Bowling Club. Leading for the match. Again, back on the old track and plays an absolutely cracking ball, dead level. And a foot. Chris Massey, Salford. Oh, unlucky. Hit the ball, very awkward lie, but he's won off it. The centre ball there between the jack and the ball on the right belongs to Eaton. Got to come round now and try and play another really good ball. Beautiful land if he can run. Beautiful land, this. He's won it, this. Oh, good ball.
That's really been a feature of his play off his own leads. He's played an immaculate length. He really has.
And Massey now got to count at this end, otherwise he's out. He's played hard and fast at the end to try and split them up. Oh, he's unlucky. He's clipped the short ball, left Eaton a single, and he's the winner. 21-13 over Chris Massey from Salford.
21-13, Robert, a fairly easy win for you, really.
Well, I must admit, I didn't expect it to be quite as straightforward as that, really. We both struggled early on for a length, and I think the wind played a certain part in that. It was very, very strong out there, difficult just to get a length. But once I settled down in the middle of the game, to the sort of length that I like, about 25 yards, I found a good length, and Chris, unfortunately for him, went through gaps and allowed me to settle down.
Yes, we've mentioned the wind once or twice today. It's pretty brisk, isn't it? Is it bothering the bowlers, do you think?
Well, very early on in the match, when I let the jack go, I almost fell over at one point. The wind was so strong, it really just caught me. And often you had to just pause for a second or two, just while the real gust went past, so you could settle down.
You'll have to put a bit of weight on if you want to stay on your feet.
That's right, I'm a very slender figure, but it's all due to all the hard work I do to keep myself slim.
What are your feelings about the Waterloo this year? I mean, after reaching the final last year, which was a marvellous occasion for you, how do you feel about it this year?
Well, again, I never really expected to get as far as I have again this year. It seems to be a very, very lucky bowling green for me. I don't do all that well in other competitions, and yet I seem to play well here and have the fortune with me. So, again, I'm relaxed, I'm pleased, I'm very relaxed. I'm just coming to form now, and I'm quite confident. And hopefully, as I say, people don't expect too much of me, so I still don't feel the pressure is on me this year.
Well, I mean, they certainly know your name now, so they will expect something from you.
Well,
have you found it more difficult or not?
I haven't. I've had some very tough games though in the earlier rounds, especially my last game. I was 20-16 down and managed to come through and win. And yes, I think people perhaps are out to beat me now, just because I was the runner-up. So yes, and obviously I'm off 4 as well, which is 1 behind everyone else, so it's an extra chore that I've got to catch back. But other than that, no, I'll keep them plugging away. The one nice thing is the bookmakers have actually shortened my odds a bit, so it makes me feel as if they must think I'm a fair player.
No doubt you will have cast your eye along the other list of contenders that are at this stage. I mean, are there people there who you would like to avoid until the final?
Well, obviously, there are some good players left in. There's Glyn Cookson in my quarter. I was fortunate, I think I caught Glyn on an off game last year when I played him in the semi-final here. But he played very, very well today. And at that sort of form, will take a lot of beating. There's John Bancroft as well, who obviously is a very good player, who's won a lot of competitions. And obviously I'd have to get to the semi-final, I think, to meet John, but I would have a very strong game.
The important thing, I imagine, is that you must be picking up a little bit of confidence now.
I am, yes.
More than you had anyway, I suppose.
Well, that's right, yes. It's nice to go on today with the first game under television and actually feel relaxed and play well once I got settled down. And now, as I say, hopefully it is downhill all the way, really. So I hope anyway.
Well done, Rob. Nice to see you again.
Thank you very much.
A confident young man, Robert Eaton, who really enjoys his bowls, and it would be quite an achievement if young Robert was to get through to the final of the Waterloo again in successive years. So there is just one match left of the afternoon sequence. There is the caption. There are the results, but the match remaining is between Ken Armitage from Warrington and Peter Swindle from Altrincham. Let's join the commentary now with Harry Rigby.
In yellow, Peter Swindle. It's a bit near my neck of the woods. Lives at Hale, just outside Altrincham. And he's Cheshire Park's man. Picked up a bit of tough opposition here in the form of Kenny Armitage in blue. There we see Armitage, had from Warrington. Had a few good runs in the Waterloo in the past. Very good player. Peter Swindle has made an ideal start, played 2 very good bowls. Armitage got a count, he looks a bit short. Got a good start, Swindle there, pegging 2 at the first end, both off 5. With the game 21 up. Peter Swindle in yellow. This year was the Altrincham and District Institute Merit winner. Armitage again, not found a length yet, still short. Still got to get hold of that jack. Give some idea and gauge the distance. Peter Swindle again playing up, he's short. It won't reach. Now then, I don't think Kenny Armitage can believe that he's short twice with 2 balls and left Peter Swindle a single. Armitage at the back in blue, that's such a good reacher this game, and yet he's had room to work in there and played short. The lads round Hale and Altrincham will be delighted to see one of their lads having a good run in this great Waterloo handicap. This club is the Bleeding Wolf at Hale. Again, both players are short. Got to be far enough. This one won't hold to the end. Armitage asking for information and getting the wrong news. Peter Swindle is still on. Certainly got to be far enough to hold to the end this time. He's played another short ball. Incredible. Peter Swindle made the right sort of start. Armitage not really had a decent run with the jack, still struggling to find a length. Swindle let him off. Got off the hook here, Armitage. He's played one a mile over. Played one, Armitage. Good ball. Can Swindle beat this? On its way, and it's in with some sort of a chance, I know, for me. Can't go past. That's won it. Good ball.
No doubt, Ken.
Bit of a squeak, this. Might just cock out now. If it's on the top side, it's gone. Armitage just let this lad get away. He's made a flying start, flew out of the traps. This lad, he's now 10-5 in front and led a good ball, and Armitage has licked it. Now then, some of the Warrington supporters of Armitage, the King and Queen's Bowling Club, of which he's a member, that should just stoke them up a little bit now and come to life, unless Swindle can lick this ball. He's gone out. Armitage short, but satisfied here to count 1 on the jack. A bit of an alteration in land now as Armitage gets down, picks up the jack and ball, scores his first chalk. That did it good. Half a rub on the jack there, he'd have floated by. Been a big yard away, missing the jack. Gone out. Gets another. 2 fair balls. Swindle beats one, he'll beat them both. Go out now. Left to brace. Short. The unusual thing about this end is that Armitage has come back to where Peter Swindle has been playing all the time. So if Swindle gets in at this end, he'll be right back on his favourite piece of land. Armitage has stopped that by playing the winner. Up to date. 1 more ball to come. Very intent. Watching this lad from Cheshire, from Cheshire Parksman. Played at the end. Can he hit the jack full? Gone by and gone out. Well, Armitage now back on song a little bit now. He made a shaky start. Lad got away to a flyer, scored the first 5 chalks. Armitage played 1 roundabout, not a bad ball. A little bit happier now, Kenny Armitage. He plays this mark very well. A difficult mark, finger peg. Certainly far enough, 2 alike. Chance if it runs and pegs, if it's just hung out at the back. Difficult piece of land that. It'll be absolutely smack on the jack road, otherwise they won't look at it. They'll cock the nose up in the air and drift away. Armitage now starting to play a bit now. He's had a few ends with this jack. Got his length. Hit the front for the first time. 11-10. And led one about 3 inches off and gets it licked immediately by Peter Swindle, who runs the jack off his ball. Very good wood. Into it. Chance, he's done him. Oh, good ball. Terry Ashcroft nipping in there. Quick supply of the information. Tells Swindle he's one down. And he's still one down. Still persisting in this mark. Lovely finger peg mark. Plays it really well. Another one gone in. On the top side of the jack, finger peg. Watch the ball come down and start to check against the peg. It swing to the right and then straighten up at the finish. I think Swindle has some difficulty in finding the land here. He's not played bad balls, but I think they've got to be a little bit narrowed like Armitage now. Played another one roundabout. The crowd already wrote this one up. It's too high in the air again and won't look at the end. Armitage are really playing this mark well. Again to the same piece. 28 yards. Again, stroked it out. Good ball. Another one coming in. I think he might have to crack these two in a bunch. He might play at these. He's on the bottom, he won't look at it. Doesn't like it, Armitage. Oh, he's hit the ball and cast the wrong way, leaving Armitage another double. I must say that Armitage is now playing this mark of about 28 yards immaculately. Beginning to wonder now whether Armitage can run out on this mark, because Peter Swindle is certainly having some difficulty in finding it. There may be a little difference in the strength of the balls here. Armitage runs out on this mark, he'll have made a 16 break without reply. He's played two more very good balls. Looking for it, it might stay out again. It's gone, this ball. Left another brace. this has the makings of an incredible finish. Swindle started off with a break of 5, goes 10-5 in front, and Armitage is now 18-10 ahead. If he scores 3 more chalks, he'll have run out from his original start. I don't remember anybody doing that for a long, long time here. Just lost his length a little bit now, Swindle. He's realises the match is slipping away from him after a great start. Again, Armitage planted another one round the jack. Oh, trouble. Oh, he's unlucky. Unlucky ball. That's when you need a rub and don't get one. Armitage now going for game. 19-10 ahead against Peter Swindle, the lad from Altrincham. Hale in Altrincham, of the Bleeding Wolf Club at Hale Barn. He's been absolutely crucified on a little piece here about 28 yards long, because Armson's never played a ball above 18 inches away from the jack. Chance. Lodges, it wins. It's not running right now for Swindle. Shaking his head there. Some idea of the difficulty of that mark. He only put a little bit more in it, but it went drifting away. Can he hit the jack? Ball, anything? Oh, might have left him too. He's weighed in. He's made a 16 break there to run out. Would you believe that? It's taken him to a 21-10 victory over Peter Swindle after being 10-5 in arrears. Shake hands, a remarkable victory there for Kenny Armitage, 21-10.
Ken Armitage, yours was an interesting game, was it not, the way it went?
Well, yeah, I started off, you know, I just couldn't get a length. I just thought it might have been a little bit quicker than it had been after the rain, but it wasn't, and I never got a length. But as soon as I got hold of the jack, and I played where I wanted to play, you know, I put him fairly near, and he just seemed to go off a little bit. And fortunately for me, it was just one of them things. But
I mean, you were 10-5 down at one stage, which is perhaps not too serious. But I imagine you must have been a little bit concerned about it.
Yeah, I was at the early stages, but I just thought to myself that if I play to my normal strengths, and I got hold of the jack and started leading well, I just thought that maybe I'd get home. And fortunately for me, at the end of the day, that's what happened. He played fairly well early on. He was a left-hander with a very, very queer swinging delivery, which tends to be hard when you don't play him regular. But everything went right at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, I mean, you came home in style, a 16 break. I mean, that's quite impressive, isn't it?
It's as if you get any money for it, but you don't.
No, not a penny more for that.
No, you're just into the next round.
But I mean, was it because you were then into the rhythm of it, that then you'd found the length, that it was going well?
Yeah, I think as I say, when I got hold of the jack and I played to where I wanted to play, and I think everything come right, and he just struggled a little, and I was very grateful for that.
What are your feelings now then? Have you got a feeling for the Waterloo this year, or are you surprised to be here now?
Oh no, I've done very well in the Waterloo over the past years. I've been in the final day before. I've been in the last 16 a few times, and in the semi-final of the spring. It's been a very good green for me, and I'm always very confident on the green. I just hope that every day I come, I'll play as well as I've played today, and hopefully on Wednesday. You never know.
course, a lot of the really big names are no longer in the competition, so maybe that makes you feel a little bit more confident.
Well, no, not really. I believe that in bowling, that the people that are here tomorrow have got to be able to play, because they wouldn't be here if they couldn't play. And so whether you're playing the so-called big names like Duncan and Burrows or whoever you wish to say, I think that at the end of the day, you've still got to go out there and play and win, whether it be, as I say, Noel Burrows or Brian Duncan or Joe Smith from down the road.
Well, of course, I mean, the next fellow you've got to play, I mean, he's only a young man, but he's quite a big name, Robert Eaton. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know him all that well, funny enough. I've only seen him, that's the first time I've ever seen him play.
He's confident, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, he's a confident player, but we'll see how it goes on the day.
You don't mind that he's just a junior?
No, I'm an old man and he's a junior.
Thanks very much, Ken. Good luck.
Thank you very much, yeah, thank you.
So there it is, the picture becomes a good deal clearer. The last player through to tomorrow's rounds, Ken Armitage from Warrington. And not to labour the point, but it's been a day of contrasts, a day divided really by lunchtime. This morning we had a series of very tight, close games, virtually nothing in it. And then this afternoon, well, a number of runaway victories. Mike Leach, that's right, isn't it? I mean, that's been the feature of the day, the kind of contrast that we've had in the games morning and afternoon.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable, really, that none of the afternoon games was close at all. And all turned into very much one-horse affair.
Well, why was it? I mean, was it just the way the games went, or did the weather play a part in it, or what was it?
Well, I don't know whether or not the conditions were such that playing with the jack was a lot easier this afternoon than it had been this morning, because certainly the people who had the jack in the afternoon, they all played very well indeed, and they all really played them very close.
What do you make of it, Noel, of the day's play in general?
Well, as we've said, this morning's games were very close, but people that did have the jack, even this morning, did quite well. I think you remember the game with Fred Hume. He was losing 18-5 and came back to 16-18. So the person that had the jack even this morning had the advantage.
But that match, the Fred Hume match that you mentioned, was really one of the big upsets of the day, although Fred came back in tremendous fashion, really. He still lost 21-18, didn't he?
He did, yes. Yeah, so I think the biggest upset, obviously, was Robert Hitchin. He went down 21-12, which, even if he was going to get beaten, you would have thought he might have got a little bit closer than that. Didn't have a lot of good fortune, though.
What have you got to say about Harold Horton, Mike? Anything very much?
Well, yes, a lot. He's been a marvellous player over the years. He really has. He's been a credit to the game, but he's not had a good record in the Waterloo, which is surprising because in many respects, although it's perhaps a shade too big for him as a green, it's his sort of green. He can play nice, short marks and put his woods very near the jack, and of course that's how he's beaten Robert.
Well, the bookmakers were making him 5-1 in that match, weren't they? Something like that.
5-1 against him to win that heat. Remarkable odds, bad odds, as he proved.
Right, well, let's have a look now at the draw for the last 16, the matches that we'll be seeing tomorrow. There it is. Some pretty interesting matches, really. I suppose the one that catches your eye is Vernon Lee and Alan Broadhurst, obviously, isn't it?
Oh yes, that looks like one of the matches of the round, really. Perhaps that and later on in the day, Bancroft and Everett. But Vernon Lee and Alan Broadhurst, of course, two players with pedigree on the green, Vernon having won it, Alan Broadhurst, as Noel said earlier, having lost in the final here. Two very, very top-class players. Should be a super game.
Noel, what about Robert Eaton, beaten finalist last year? Done well again, hasn't he?
He played well second half of the game. He struggled a little bit early on, and then he got hold of the jack and played very well indeed. He's a confident young man. He's playing against my tip for the competition. I don't know, sometimes you can get this far quite a few times and not quite make it. Maybe that's what might happen with Robert.
Yes, he seems completely unaffected by nerves, Mike. I mean, do you think that's right?
Yes, he's played with a lot of confidence, and he doesn't seem unduly bothered about the pressure. So it should be a good game, because Kenny certainly has appeared from his interview, obviously fancies his chances on the green, and I think that'll be an excellent game.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. You'll be joining us again, but that concludes our coverage from the Waterloo 1988 from Blackpool for this year. Don't forget that there are highlights on BBC Two at 11:35. We're back live in the morning at 10 o'clock. Join us then. Goodbye.